Seersucker soup on a hot summer day. Coffee comes back in a nerve-wracking way. The dishes and laundry take the garbage out. What a day, what a day, what a day.
Well, welcome to Capital Region Today. We're so happy that you're joining us today. We have a great lineup, lots of good things going on in our community. You're going to hear about them right on the show today. We're going to be talking about Beat the Snow concerts. We know we love those concerts in the winter, and they're over at the Schenectady Library, and we're going to find out more about those, and we'll talk about all of those great events coming up. There's a list right there. Octavo Singers is doing their annual Messiah, and we've got representatives to tell us about that. That's going to be held at the Union College Memorial. And then we have a brand new person on the show from Kaatsbaan Cultural Park, and they're talking about Nut Cracked, which is well, we'll find out more about that when they get on the show. And they're down in Tivoli, so we're so happy to have them on the show today. The Historical Society is going to be talking about their Festival of Trees, and they're amazing trees that the community decorates and puts up, and that's at their museum there, or their building. And then, of course, Kwanzaa is coming, and this is going to be, and it falls on the 26th of December, and we'll talk about that and that celebration that's coming up. And they're returning to one of my favorite places, and that's the New York State Museum. So we're going to start right off with Janice Walz. She's the coordinator of Beat the Snow concerts, and oh my goodness, what a job.
Oh, well, actually, it is one of those that you have an abundance of riches, because Beat the Snow concerts, which are sponsored by the Friends of the Schenectady County Public Library, they run from January through the middle of April. And
you extended it too.
Yes, we have.
Yeah.
The last 2 years we've gone into April, but as I was mentioning to a friend, we could probably do it until June. I already have.
I think well, we have so many wonderful performers.
We do.
And it gives them a showcase.
It gives them a showcase, and I have to smile because some of the groups perform in lounges and bars. And one person said, "Oh my gosh, Jan, they're quiet. They're looking at me. They're listening." And if you are anyone who's done live music in a bar and stuff, you know there's clinking of glasses, yes. There's conversation, your background music. But no, these are up front. And one of the things that I changed during my tenure, and this is my 10th year of doing this, organizing it, is that...
And it doesn't get any easier, does it?
Oh, you know how it is. It's like your show. Everything is fine until it's not.
Exactly.
You know, until you get a call and says, "Oh no, somebody's sick or they're away," or whatever.
And we understand that.
And then
it happens.
Yes, it happens. It happens. But no, we have and trying to make sure that you honor the longtime performers that have come back and done it for years and years, especially even before we were paying them. And you also want to introduce new acts from the area. So it always is that balance, which is one of the reasons we've gone into April the last couple of years, simply because there's so many people who want to participate in this. And the audiences, oh my gosh.
Sometimes it's standing room only.
40 is a low one. You know, we get 90s plus, and the room holds 110, I think. Yeah. So we get good audiences, and there are some people who are just dedicated, and they show up every Sunday.
Well, it's entertainment, and
yes.
yet it's supporting the library, which to me is such a fantastic resource in every community.
Yes. It is. Often in communities, it is the hub. And of course, in Schenectady, you have many branches. So each of those libraries in their various spot is exceedingly important to that area of focus for that area.
So now do the Friends, they do all of the libraries. If they get a speaker for, say, Niskayuna, the Friends do that, right?
The Friends support programs, such as author visits. They just had a Harry Potter event. So the Friends support what the libraries would like to do. And they also support training for the librarians in new things. So the Friends themselves are a supportive organization, and they get their money from their book sales, the large ones, of course, that are known, and also that they have 2 bookstores that sell used books. The one downtown is the Whitney, the one in the Viaport Mall is the Second Look.
Yeah.
But
Well, let's talk about the concert now.
so beat the snow. So our concerts. So we're going to start off with, and it is January 5th, and then we just keep going every Sunday, again, at 2 o'clock. So
You
remember
only
the
have
V.
one Sunday that you don't do it, right?
One Sunday, which is the second Sunday in February because of a book sale.
Okay.
And you will have our beautiful poster you'll see around with snowflakes and blue on it. But we start off with Music Cats, Bill and Zahim, and they are wonderful and jazzy. And then we have more classical instrumental. So we have a nice mix of vocal and instrumental. The Etude Club of Schenectady, they've been around for 100 years, and you have a good variety. So you can have piano and violin, you've got some clarinets, you've got cellists.
So it exposes people to different music.
Different music. Mark Thomason is a performer. He plays the guitar, sings songs, wide variety of songs. And then we have an old favorite, or I should say, not old, a longtime favorite.
Okay.
Roseanne, and her accompanist is Michael Clement. And I hate to say it, but Michael plays around.
And he does play around.
He plays around,
He's
yes.
a wonderful performer.
He's a wonderful accompanist. And last year on WMHT, when they were focusing on their Student of the Month for a violinist, Michael was in the background playing the piano.
The background, yeah.
Yes, he's a wonderful accompanist.
Yeah.
Now, Roseanne's program is called A Place for Us. And so I bet you might hear this song. There's a place for us, somewhere a place for us. Hold my hand and I'll take you there. Hold my hand and we're halfway there. Someday, somewhere, we'll find a new way of living. We'll find a way of forgiving. So from West Side Story, and I bet she will.
Yeah, that was great.
You'll hear her do a lot of songs, and she's very, very good. Next week is our book sale, and then we're going to have Donald Hydeman. Now, Donald
The
comes
soul
along,
man, yeah.
and the soul man, and I told him to bring along some friends. Well,
He will.
last year, he brought in a young and budding Elvis, complete with the white jumpsuit with fringe about this long. He was also already in training to seduce all the ladies. And Donald always brings roses and candy.
He always
So if
does
you
that.
like roses and candy, watch out for the Donald Hyman show. And we're going to have a barbershop group, the Forgettable Four, which I picked
They're
up from
always
your
on our
show.
show,
They're
yeah.
good. And then again, a balance. So we're going to have the musicians of Malwick come, and that will be Anne-Marie Barker-Schwartz along with Sten. So we're going to have a violin and guitar. And you know, Anne-Marie loves to research things. She is so
She's
good
great.
with that.
She's going to be on the show too in January. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So they're very good. And twice we have young players come over. And they are from the Young Musicians Forum. And so young pianists, young violinists, cellists, singers, all of this. And again, moving these kids, giving them performance in front of an audience, because man, that is different from practicing in your bedroom. And then we'll have a group that was formed from former and present Schenectady Light Opera players. And these guys are terrific,
That's
guys and gals.
Act 2, is it?
Act 2.
Yeah.
And they're going to sing things from Broadway. So you might hear this piece from Bright Star, which was written by Steve Martin, because if you don't know him, he's a wonderful comedian, but he also plays the banjo. Mm-hmm. And they might sing, if you knew my story, you'd have a hard time. Believe in me, you'd think I was lying. Joy and sorrow never last, but I'll die trying not to live in my past.
Oh, that's great.
And it's a wonderful song about somebody overcoming her back valley roots. It's an interesting song. Then we're going to have a touch of woodwinds with Tom Gerbino and his group. Bienne Benet, she's doing stuff with Michael Clement again. And then we're going to have a couple new people, Eileen Marks, and she's going to be speaking about women of jazz. So there is music that you will love, no matter
Something
what,
for everybody.
What style of music you like.
2 o'clock Sunday afternoons, go to the main branch, McChesney Room, and enjoy the music.
Enjoy the music.
Yeah, thank
absolutely.
you so much for performing too. You might take a Sunday sometime.
Right now I'm too busy planning.
Right, okay. We're going to switch over here to our next guest, which of course you also sing with.
I do.
Yes, the Octavo Singers.
That's right.
And you're going to be doing the Messiah, is that correct?
Yes, we are. We're doing our traditional Messiah this year at Union College Memorial Chapel on Saturday, December 14th, this coming Saturday at 3 p.m.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Can't
you
wait.
do this every year?
Yes, we do. It's a tradition. It is very much something that people look forward to every year, and every year we get to introduce new people to...
You mean new audience
New
or
audience.
new performers?
Well, both, but new audience, people who come because they're a friend or come with a friend, not only enjoy Messiah, but actually have an entree into classical music that is very palatable for somebody who doesn't normally listen to that kind of thing.
Well, we're used to the Handel's Messiah, the Hallelujah chorus, but
Right.
that's really a very long piece, the Messiah.
It is.
And it goes, tell us what the basis of that is, starting from what part of the Bible and on.
Well, it is the story of the coming and the life of Jesus Christ. We start with John the Baptist, who tells us to comfort ye because someone is coming. Mm-hmm. And continue on, and every recitative, which is the solos that
Say that word again?
Recitative, it's called.
I don't know that word.
Recitative is where you have, in an operatic stance, where you have like a soloist, a main character, or something like that, just singing a very kind of quiet line on their own with just the tiniest bit of backup versus the whole orchestra.
Thank you.
Yeah, so that's a recitative.
For me and everybody else who didn't know what it was.
But every recitative and chorus moves the story along till finally the resurrection, and the Hallelujah chorus comes toward the end, which represents
That's the finale,
concrete.
so to speak.
Yeah, it's close.
Yeah.
It's actually, there's a wonderful finale, Worthy is the Lamb, which is worth staying for. But
Oh yeah, we don't want to leave
no,
right
no.
after. Yeah.
But it's basically the text of the King James Bible, which in itself is a beautiful literary work in the language of English, you know,
Right.
regardless of.
Now we all know that people stand up during the. Is
They
that
do.
normal for most performances, or is that just something that happens?
It's normal. I can't say I have absolutely studied, but I've heard everything from the king at the time.
Oh yeah, he stood up
was
because
so
it was too
impressed
hard.
he stood up, or he stood up because he needed to adjust his britches. I really don't know, but when he stood up, everybody stood up, and
Yeah.
they still do. So
Yeah, I know that. I think I might have mentioned this in previous interviews that at Chalmont, when they used to do their Christmas concert, they would invite everybody in the audience that ever sang the Hallelujah chorus to come up on the stage and sing.
Oh.
And they did, and
great.
it was really a nice
great.
nice ending for the concert.
yeah,
So, yeah,
it
so
is a nice ending.
yeah,
It really is.
So that's important. So there is a charge for this. Is that?
Yes, there are. Tickets are available online at octavosingers.org or at the door. Students with ID $15, seniors $25, and regular $30.
Okay, and they can buy it at the door.
They
Yeah.
can buy at the
Okay.
door.
As long
And-
as there's seating available.
Yes, and we expect there to be seating available. Memorial Chapel is
Pretty big.
very,
yeah,
very
yeah.
big.
Yes.
And if you are concerned about parking, just go to octavosingers.org. We can show you
You
where
have a
there's
shuttle, too. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's really nice.
Yeah, it is.
And what is it? The parking lot at the college?
Yeah,
college
it's
parking lot,
one
right?
end, the parking lot where the
Over by
shuttle
the
will
field
be-
is? Where the
yeah,
field- yeah.
it's the corner of Knott and Seward,
Yeah. Okay.
which is the one going down the hill. from
Yeah.
Union.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So,
So that'll be
it's easy
available.
enough to
Yes.
to park and to
Right.
get a shuttle there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or if you want to find other parking,
Yeah,
that's fine.
there is parking various places in
Union,
the
yeah,
campus, but
Union
if you
stuff, yeah.
want to have that option, you've got it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, you've got other concerts coming up as well.
Well, yes, we do. We have, in January, we'll get started on the Verdi Requiem, which we are pleased to be the guests of the Schenectady Saratoga Symphony Orchestra.
Isn't that wonderful?
Oh, we can't
what a
wait.
concert that
We
will be.
can't wait, and it's going to be a ton of fun. And if anybody, has a little bit of a background in, chorus or whatever and wants to join us, please come.
So how do you get your singers? You're the Octavo singers, so yeah,
Right.
singers.
Well,
I never know what to say, vocalists or singers, but you're the singers.
right, yes, exactly. Well, I pretty much, as you know, the group started in 1933 as a WPA project.
Oh, really?
Yes, it was. It was
I'll
a Work
be
Progress
darned.
Administration
Yeah.
project. And when that
They were
funding,
putting trees up too. They were planting
oh,
trees.
they were busy. I think they built all the schools around here at a certain
Yeah,
time.
and all the Avenue of the Pines up in Saratoga.
Yeah.
I did not know they started these Octavos.
Yeah,
Okay,
they
wow.
did. And when that funding ran out, the members wanted to continue. And I think since then, members have just had friends who are interested, sang in other places and brought people along, or people came to a performance who said, I want to do that.
I want to do that.
And,
Is there an
that was
audition?
me.
Do you
There is not an audition.
Not
No.
an audition.
No.
You'd even take me? No.
Well, I don't know.
No, you don't want to do that.
No, but you'd be
I'm just-
surprised. You'd be surprised. I mean, with Andrew is an excellent teacher as well as
Okay.
a conductor, and you'd be surprised what you could do.
Yeah, I'm sure that, you can certainly, some people are tone deaf, but, they could probably get into the music anyway.
And people know if it's for them or not.
Yeah, exactly. So you have the one in January. And when does your season start and end?
Our season, we will do Messiah on the 14th. That'll end our fall season. And we will start rehearsing again on January
Verdi.
6th
Yeah,
for
Verdi's.
Verdi, and that will happen on April 13th
Okay.
at Proctor's.
Yeah, we'll have to get you on again to talk about
Oh,
that.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Along with a symphony orchestra, and this is going to be fabulous.
It's going to be fun. Oh, we can't
What
wait.
do you do for normal, like for the Messiah? music, who handles that normally? Do you have a small group or,
Well,
or a small orchestra or what?
Yes, we will be accompanied by orchestra. Most of them are members of the Schenectady Symphony.
Oh, okay.
Also, and it's about 15-piece orchestra, which is the correct size for a piece of that period, of Handel's period.
Yeah, because they probably didn't have big orchestra. Well, they
Well,
probably
I
did.
mean,
Who
things
knows?
music evolved.
Yeah.
But at that point in time, the orchestras were not particularly large. So
It's interesting that we look at this as classical music, but that was the popular music of the day.
yeah, and it was very new music at the time.
Exactly, and I think that we hear, we say, oh, that was classical music, but people, I mean, when Amadeus, or here we go.
Mozart.
Mozart.
Yeah.
All I can think of is Amadeus.
Yeah.
Mozart. I mean, his music was popular. It was popular at that
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, it was.
So
it definitely was.
And there was no radio, so you had to go out and hear it.
That's right. That's right.
Right?
That's right.
So
And make
we
a
are
day of
so
it.
fortunate that the music has evolved and continued to enthrall audiences,
Yeah.
even today.
Oh, absolutely. But it's because it's wonderful.
Yeah.
It really
Diane,
is.
it's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you. It always is.
And
Yes.
yeah, we're missing Andrew, but that's
No,
okay.
that's okay.
That's okay. Well, I guess it's raining out today. Who knows what's going on?
Well,
Weather's
I
bad.
don't know, but I do say that talk about we are members of the community. We have a tree at the Festival of Trees.
Oh, you do have a Festival of the Trees. Oh, we're going to talk about that. Yeah, I think. Yep, they're coming on after.
Right.
Yeah, so that'll be great. We'll be
Great.
talking about that as well. I can't wait to see your tree.
Yeah, right.
You got
It's
notes
there.
all over it, or what?
Oh, it has. You will know who we are.
I want to look for it. I always go every year because
yeah,
they
I
have
do
such
too.
great trees too.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay. Well, thank you so much,
Thank
Diane,
you.
and I'm looking forward to the Messiah too.
Thank
That
you,
will be a
thank you.
wonderful performance. And now we're turning over to our new guest that's been on the show. We're not talking about music, are we?
We're talking about
sort
dance.
of.
Yes.
Okay, so last month I had the Nutcracker on, and we had with the little tutus and stuff on the show.
Yes.
You didn't bring your tutu,
Not today.
but you're doing Nutcracked.
That's right.
And now, first thing I need to know is bang groups. Is that like a touring group? Tell me more about that.
Yes. So what's interesting about this show is that this is its 22nd continuous
saw
season,
that,
which
yeah.
is pretty incredible, although it's the first time it's coming to Kaatsbaan. So we're very excited. And this show is the brainchild of choreographer David Parker and performed by his company, the Bang Group.
Okay.
It's usually, the year-round company is about 6 members, but for this show, they grow to about 12 people because, it's a holiday show. You need all the
It's
people.
a holiday, and are they is ballet?
So his training ranges from tap dance to classical dance to
Modern?
postmodern dance.
Okay.
And he weaves it all together, but I think what he's probably best known for is his very nuanced rhythmic sensibility, which comes across in many ways, and also just his wit and humor. It's a very funny show.
Does it follow the story of the Nutcracker?
It does
Sort
in
of.
yeah, it does in a way. It's a very playful interpretation of the Nutcracker show. There are 20 different sections, and you will see point shoes used in creative ways. There's some Chinese takeout that makes an appearance. There is a Christmas tree.
That's the second half, right?
That's right, yeah. And a very creative.
Do you get a horse in there?
I don't want to give everything away. But a very clever use of bubble wrap, which is kind of a percussive element, but also, of course, references Christmas and opening
So
gifts.
he has fun with this.
Yes, you will be hard pressed to not laugh out loud in this show.
So the whole family should come to this.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I mean for kids and everything, because I mean we've all, it's a tradition to go see the Nutcracker, and
That's right.
everybody knows the Nutcracker. But Nutcracked is really cool idea.
Yeah, and it's interesting you say that because you're right. If you've seen one ballet, it was probably the Nutcracker.
Yeah.
But even if you have never seen a ballet, you know the music, you know the story. It occupies this really interesting place in American culture, right?
Absolutely.
And it's so closely associated with Christmas time and the holidays and gifts.
And this is the first time you've had it.
That's
there.
right.
So tell me a little bit more about Kaatsbaan
Yeah,
Park.
that's right.
Okay, because I did look it up, and it looks like it is a park.
That's true. You can come visit us like a park.
I plan to.
Great.
I plan to. Yeah, because I want to find out more about this. It's what's about an hour or less from
Yeah,
here.
a little less than an hour.
Yeah.
We're right along the Hudson River.
It's just an easy ride, because I did check it out, because I said I'm going to go there.
Yeah.
And check it out.
Yeah,
So
so-
tell me a little bit about the history of it,
Yeah, so we're about 30 years old. We are a 153-acre artist sanctuary with year-round programming, including our annual festival.
Like Yaddo Gardens, or Yaddo, like that same idea.
That's right, yeah. We have an indoor and outdoor visual art exhibition every year, so we're kind of a sculpture park. You can come and see the annual exhibition. We also host a summer ballet intensive, artist residencies, and special events like this Nutcracked coming up.
Okay.
And
So it's
yeah.
an artist in the sense, art encompassing all, like sculpture and writing and everything?
I'd say we're probably most closely associated with classical dance because
Oh, okay.
that is our history. But
Well, that's why I'm asking, yeah.
But we present all kinds of things, including film, literary art, culinary art, music, drama, like all kinds.
You are a jewel. You really are. I mean, I was not aware of this. And when I got the information on it, I said, this is an amazing, why don't we know more about this?
I think that's a fair question. And, for a lot of our history, we were primarily an artist residency space, so not as much a public-facing organization, which is why I think a lot of people still don't know about us.
But you're doing performances, right?
That's right. About 5-6 years ago, new leadership came in and really expanded the mission to grow, the kinds of work that we present, the kinds of artists that we support, and it's been a very exciting time.
How do artists, I won't say people, but people are artists, right? How do artists, do they live there? Or tell me a little bit how that works, because maybe there are artists that would like to kind of get involved.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a number of different kinds of residency offerings. We have about 20 guest rooms on site, so we're able to host a number of artists. And that ranges from what we call like our weekend retreat residency program, which is a program that artists from any discipline can apply to. And that's Friday to Sunday. You get fed, you get room and board, you get access to studio space, and you can just work on what you're working on.
And you can also interact with other artists,
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
which
really,
is, of course,
the synergy is very exciting.
Yeah.
We also have programs where, say, a music ensemble or a dance troupe might come to be in residence for 2 or 3 weeks at a time because they need to develop their show for their New York City premiere or whatever.
I was just going to say, I bet you get people from the city to come up.
It's true, yeah. We have a black box theater as well as 2 outdoor stages. So sometimes people come to perform.
Amazing.
Sometimes they're coming because they need to sort out their lighting design or their scenography for their show. And so they can really take those 2-3 weeks or however long they need to really flesh that out.
Yeah, so that they're ready to go wherever they're going to go.
That's right.
This is, to me, this is an amazing. Are you year-round?
We're year-round.
Obviously, because you're doing Nutcracked.
We're doing Nutcracked, yep.
Yeah.
And each season is a little different. Our annual festival right now is in the fall. So that is 4 weeks long, and each week focuses on a different discipline. So it might be music or film or dance. Summertime is our ballet intensive, so that's a very special time of year.
Right. Do you have ballet dance performances? Yeah, is it an outdoor stage, an indoor?
Yeah.
There's so much I want to know about you.
Yeah, so we have 3 stages total. We have our mountain stage, which is probably our most well-known stage. It's a beautiful covered stage with a Catskill Mountain backdrop right along the Hudson River. It's a beautiful setting to see performance. We have a smaller outdoor stage called the Meadow Stage, where we usually have music or smaller ensembles. And then we have our indoor black box theater, which is our rain location. And
You got to plan on that anyway. Yeah.
These days. And it's also our winter venue. So Nutcracked will be indoors, don't worry.
So what is your role in this?
Well, my role is
because I saw that when I looked you up, because I had to look you up, because I need to know more. So it says Adam is an event manager.
Yes, so I coordinate our residencies and events primarily.
Okay, that's a big job, though. Right?
It's fun.
How long have you been with them?
A little over 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how large a staff do you have? And is it a paid staff, or are you all volunteers and begging on the street?
We're a small but mighty team, I'd say, and we do. There are a lot of volunteer opportunities.
You probably get grants, yeah.
Yes, yeah, we get grants. We have partnerships, and we do lean on volunteers for our events. For ushering, parking assistance. That's a great way to come see a show if you don't have the funds to buy a ticket. There are other ways to get involved.
Right. So you're looking for volunteers. I mean, if someone is interested, it doesn't make any difference where you live because they volunteer all over the place,
That's right, yeah.
So they could contact you and become a volunteer.
On our website, there's a page for how to get involved.
You have an exciting job.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am so happy that I got contacted by, I think it was your PR person, Michelle, and because I was not aware of this, and I'm going, this is an amazing place.
Well, I love to hear that, and it's great. Thank you so much for the invitation to be here today and speak with you, because I love talking about it, and we'd love to bring in many and more people.
Good. So what are your skills? I mean, are you an actor? Or are you a dancer? Tell me about yourself.
Yeah, well,
Adam.
my background is in dance and performance. And actually, the choreographer, David Parker, who choreographed Nutcracked, was one of my mentors at Juilliard.
Okay. So that was your background.
Yeah.
So that it's just a perfect place for you to be.
I think so.
Yeah, good. So it was so nice to meet you, Adam, and I hope that you'll come back again sometime. And I do plan on coming down and checking you out, because
please do.
When I looked you up, they do have a website, so check out their website and take a look at it, because it's an exciting website. Because
I will say that Nutcracked, there are 3 performances on December 20th, 21st, and 22nd, and the 22nd is already sold out.
I saw that. It was sold out. It's like great. That's a matinee, though.
That's a matinee,
yeah. And I can understand you'd bring kids and stuff, the matinee. And so they can still get tickets for the 2 other performances, Friday and Saturday performances.
Yep.
And parking, you've got.
We have plenty of parking.
Okay.
And we have a lovely volunteer crew who will guide you to your parking spot.
Okay, good. Do you have a cafe there or anything?
We have concessions.
Okay. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
To me, I'm just amazed, and I'm so happy to have met you and learned about the organization and your place, because I think this is so neat. Yeah. Thank you for being on the show.
Pleasure.
Please come back again.
Will do.
Adam. Nutcracked. Ooh. It's going to be good. Okay, we're going to be talking about trees now. Oh my goodness. Tell me about your trees. How many do you have?
We have a lot. But first, can I say, what an amazing breadth of holiday programming we have that you've been highlighting today.
I know. Isn't
Incredible.
this amazing?
Yes,
Yeah.
so much stuff. I wish I had more
Nutcracked.
time.
Who knew?
Right? Exactly. So we're doing the Festival of Trees. This is our 18th year. So it's been going for a long time. And this year we have about 75 trees. All of them are decorated by different groups. So the Octavo singers were just here. They came and decorated a tree, but we have all kinds of nonprofits, businesses, and sometimes just friends and family groups, Girl Scouts, that type of thing.
Well, I'm
Anyone
on
can decorate a tree.
the board of the Electric City Arts and Entertainment, so I did highlight their tree
Yes,
on this.
yes, they did.
I had
really
to do
nice
that
one.
because
Yeah.
it was just one of my things, and I'll show that in a little bit.
Great.
75 trees. Now, in the past, you have worked with the Y, but you're not doing.
It's just us this year.
It's just you,
Yep.
okay, and that's been that way the past.
Yeah,
few
for a
years.
couple of years we've
Yeah.
done it that way.
So, and so you get 75 trees in your place. That's
We
amazing.
do, and I would say most of those are outside groups. You know, we obviously do a couple ourselves just because we like to do it too.
Yeah.
But yes, it's about 65 outside groups that come in. So, you know, the week leading up to it is super busy. It's very hectic in there.
Sometimes you have the hot chocolate and
Yeah, people like to make it a little, you know, holiday party for their group, that kind of thing. It's really cute. But obviously, you know, the main event is to come and see them and vote on your favorites and that kind of thing. And it is a fundraiser for us, so, you know, it helps us with our programs and operations and that kind of stuff.
Now, do you have the tree that hangs upside down?
We actually have 3 this year, yeah.
You got 3 that hang up.
We do.
So you can have a cat in there, right? For that room.
Yes.
Hi, Michael is the director of education. Thank you for being here,
Thanks for
Michael.
having me, yeah.
Because you have a lot of other programs that you work with as well. And we'll digress just a little bit. You do a lot of tours and things. And
Yeah, you know, even here in the colder months, we have walking tours of the stockade. Our holiday themed tour of the stockade it's one of my personal favorites just because it's so beautiful this time of year to walk
people
around.
decorate, don't they?
Yes.
They do, and you know, just it's not that cold, and you know, we keep it fun.
It's 40 something today. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I
like
can't complain.
It's
Can't
not
complain.
that cold. And then we invite people back afterwards because the Festival of Trees is, you know, it's usually open during the day, but it's really nice at night. So it's kind of
when
like
all
a
those
little-
lights on and stuff.
Yeah, and Mike will, you know, he'll make hot chocolate and cider for people. So
And mostly for myself, but I guess other people can have it too. Yeah.
yeah, it's very cozy.
You got to find them, yeah. Where they are. Who makes the chocolate chip cookies? Or
We bring those in.
okay, good. I know that I like the walking tours that you did, and I hope you do the one for Little Italy again. That was really good. That one.
Yeah,
did.
you know, that's something for next year. Maybe we can get that going up.
Yeah, that was really a very good one. So you have, so tell me some of the trees that you have that are unusual, because some of them are very unusual. Some are just like one color, and some are just, I mean, the pictures, and tell me a little bit more about them.
Yeah, so-
what would people expect?
I don't want to like give too much away, but because it is a contest, we encourage people.
Oh, there's a
yeah, it
contest.
is a contest. We encourage people to be creative, right? So if you want to do just a regular Christmas tree, that's totally fine. You can do that. But for example, we have one group concerned for the hungry, right? So their mission is
Food.
Food, right? Exactly. And so their tree is. I really shouldn't give this away, but it's in the lead for one of the categories people are voting on because it is very creative. What
Okay.
they decorated their tree with, right? But that's all I want to say.
If it was similar to last year's, I know what it was.
Yes.
Yeah, because that was really amazing.
So we like it when people kind of take themes like that and run with it.
Yeah. Now, do they, I know that one from last year was like all one color. It was like
We have a couple
pink
of those.
or
Yep,
blue or
yep,
something like
yep.
that.
We have a couple of, you know, special colored trees. I think those are always popular, especially with kids.
Yeah. Can we bring up the picture? I have to do, we have a few pictures of the trees. If you could bring them up. We'll kind of look at what we have. Were these taken this year or last year?
Most of these are from this year.
This year. Oh, okay, good. Okay, so there's, all right, and there's that one that is there, it's hanging upside down in the middle, right?
Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what promoted the idea of hanging a tree upside down, other than cats?
Well, that was our colleague Susie who came up with that.
So we got a comment on Facebook, someone saying whoever's idea that was must have been a little tipsy. And I can assure you that was not what
I
happened.
was thinking cats mainly, yeah.
I really couldn't tell you where she came up with it, but it was a great idea.
Yeah,
It was a
I
great
mean, I
idea.
like the idea. Now you see it on Facebook that people are hanging their trees upside
Really?
down just
Oh
to
my
get
gosh.
to get away from the cats jumping on it. Okay, and yeah, and let's see. And so there's more of them, right? The one the trees. I have to say, you display those trees so well within your environment of your paintings and all of the way the entire space is.
You know, we're really lucky. It's a beautiful space, and for 11 months of the year, it can be frustrating to make it into an exhibit space because it's a house. It's a mansion from the 1800s. But for this 1 month, December,
Everything is the same.
It's beautiful. It's the 1 month of the year. I'm glad it actually is. An
And you
old
come in
house.
the back way, park in the
Come in
back,
the back,
or you
yeah,
park
come right-
anywhere, but
park, come in the back,
Come in
and
the
then-
back way.
Yep.
And you have a little gift shop
We
there
do have
too.
a gift shop. Yep, we sell, you know,
Little books and
gifts
things,
and
yeah.
stuff
And
And
like
some
that.
ornaments for this time of year. Got some
Ornaments,
tree
yeah,
ornaments.
exactly.
Oh, you got ornaments there too. And can we bring up that one picture? I have to do this one because I'm on their board, the Electric City Arts and Entertainment. And the reason I bring that up is because Betsy and they had worked on this tree. there's handouts and there's those stickers you can get. But to give a shout out to the 440 board, it's called, or the Electric City Arts and Entertainment. They do the Kids Art Festival. They do Jazz on Jay, many of the outdoor events in downtown Schenectady. So we want to give them a shout out.
And we love working with them too.
Yeah,
They're
Betsy's
great,
amazing.
Yes, a great
isn't she, to
partner
work with?
throughout the year. So,
Exactly. So we have the trees, and there's a charge, $6.
$6.
13 and
Yeah,
above.
if you're 12 or over 12.
Over
let's say,
12, yeah. And can they stay as long as they want?
Of course, yeah, definitely.
And how do you vote on these?
It's like a QR code, we scan that and then the voting pops up and people can put in their favorite trees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. People like doing it.
So what's the advantage of winning?
Isn't it bragging rights first?
Bragging rights and then
Bragging rights?
Yes, and then free admission for next year too.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool. So that's how you make, this is a fundraiser, of course, for you, right?
It is a fundraiser for us, yes, because our name is Schenectady County Historical Society, but we're actually not affiliated with the county at all. We're not county employees.
Yep.
It's a private nonprofit.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so all of our funding comes from fundraisers,
Donations.
pretty much donations, fundraisers, that kind of thing. Yeah.
People in the community who are concerned about history, who want to help preserve these incredible artifacts, these stories. That's really what our mission has always been about. So this event helps with that.
Exactly.
So you also are dealing with the Mabee Farm.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we have that property
So
as well.
you're raising some money for a roof? Tell me
Oh,
a little
gosh,
bit
yeah.
about that.
That was a big project this year. It's an old house. It needs maintenance every 20 so years.
Yeah, we had a big engineering report done on the house last year, and it revealed a lot of stuff we had to do to preserve it. Masonry work, stabilization work, window restoration.
Yeah, that's not cheap.
It's not. No, the report.
And
estimated-
Michael can only do so much.
He can only do.
You
so
know,
much,
yeah, I can only do so
I see
much.
out there with the concrete,
We're not
mixing the
sending
concrete.
him up on any roofs, that's for sure.
No, not after last time.
So we are, of course, also raising money for those projects, which will be ongoing for the next year or two.
Okay, now this is for the farm itself?
Yeah, the farm has three.
But your education center is gorgeous.
That is gorgeous. Yeah, that doesn't need any work by
Right
virtue
now.
of it being from 2011. Yeah, not historic.
Until the water main breaks.
Yeah. Right.
So you have if you haven't been out there, you do craft fairs and you do a number of other
We're
events out there.
very, very busy summer and fall.
Yeah,
Very
you do the
busy summer and
concerts
fall.
too.
We are
Howling at the
and
Wind.
We're already planning for next year. We were
Yeah.
talking about that on the way over here.
Yeah, because we've been talking about music and with the Beat the Snow concerts, and
Yeah.
I'm sure that you exchange names of different performers to
We're
bring
very
them
excited.
on. Yeah.
And until it gets warm again, but after Christmas, all winter, we have our winter speaker series, which brings in
Very good.
experts from around the world, not just the U.S., but we
Mm-hmm.
have international speakers too who will come and speak about local history, New York State history, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I look at the things and I go, I got to go to that one. I got to go, and then of course something else comes up. But they're amazing. And for a while you were doing some on Zoom.
They're pretty much all on Zoom.
They're all on
because
Zoom.
that's how we can get people from across the Atlantic.
Ah, okay. So the speakers are on Zoom too.
And the people too.
Okay.
People, it's a Wednesday night in January. You want to stay in.
Yeah.
I get it.
I wanna stay
Exactly.
in.
I want to stay
Yeah.
in. So we have very high participation from
Yeah.
being online.
Yeah. You also have one other thing that I think we should mention for those that do genealogy. I got to tell you, your library is amazing. I dropped in there, and I don't even know the time went somewhere.
Yeah.
I have no idea where the time went, but I was taking notes and getting another book, and this book is
Oh,
like
I
from
know.
18 something. Oh my God! It's like amazing.
We have a great library, great librarian. Yeah. Yeah, really the history of Schenectady County is there in that library for sure.
Yeah, I have to. I was looking at my family, and I'm reading. Now this is from the 1920s or earlier or something, and I'm looking at the name, and it says LAB after, and I go, oh, they worked in a lab, and I'm looking, oh, they worked in a lab. How come those people all worked in labs? And I thought, labor.
Oh, yeah.
I'm thinking, all these people were immigrants. What are they working on? But that was one of my revelations, looking up all that stuff. But if you're interested in genealogy, especially if your family has lived in Schenectady or Schenectady County, it's an amazing library. And when you look at those books, I don't even know, they seem to be so fragile or so.
Some of them sure are, yes. Some of
And
them are
you know,
very
and
old.
I know, I think I use gloves even when I use some, because I have a respect for books and things, and just cotton gloves sometimes help that,
Yes.
not to, you know, get any oils on the
Exactly.
things. So
Exactly.
I think you do a great job. And
you.
one more time, how long will this exhibition be up?
So it'll be running through December 28th, although we are closed
After
on,
the holidays.
Yeah, we are closed though on Christmas and Christmas Eve.
So they don't get to take their trees home.
No, they'll be up, I mean, till
Yeah.
January. But
Yeah.
yeah, we're open till the 28th.
Okay, that's great. And it helps you to raise some money too.
It does.
as
It
well.
absolutely
Yeah.
does, yes.
And how, as far as funding, how do you get your funding? From donations? I know I'm a member and you write a check every year.
Donations, membership, and admission to events and programs like the
Okay, do you
Festival
get
of Trees.
grants?
We do get some grants,
Okay,
yep.
good. And what's your next exhibition going to be?
We're not sure yet. We're still figuring that out.
You got trees up.
Yeah, well, we have a partner we're putting it together with, but we haven't worked out the details
Okay,
yet. But
good,
Probably
yeah.
will be something about fashion.
Oh, you did that once before.
We did, yeah, and it
Yeah,
was
and
popular,
I love
so
that. I went to that.
We're going to bring it back.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Gosh,
really
maybe we
liked
can
it.
come back and talk about it when it's
Absolutely. I love the fashion one. And I remember looking at all of them, and each room had different, it was amazing. Yeah, good. Thank you both for being here. And those
having
trees
us.
are wonderful. Keep the cats out, though.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah. We're going to be talking about Kwanzaa next. Oh, and look what we have here. Oh, my goodness. Miki and Rachel Conn are here today. Rachel is the director of Hamilton Hill Arts Center, and that's been around. How long has that been around?
Oh,
You were the
over
original
50
one of
years.
the, or not
Well,
you,
my mother.
your mother, and then you, and the other
me,
family.
Yep, and now Rachel.
Yeah. When
We're
did that
grooming
start?
the grandkids.
Oh, yeah, you got to make sure the kids. Yeah. When did it start?
It started in, I'm trying to think, because
1969.
I'm not the person that keeps dates in my head.
Oh, okay.
So-
Well, I knew that you were before her, so I figured.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But when would you say?
So 1969.
Oh, really? Okay. I thought it would be earlier than that, but maybe not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well-
over 50 years. Yeah.
When we think of years, it's like, somebody said in just so many months, 1980 will be 50 years ago. And it's like, what? No, it can't be. Where did that go?
Yeah, right,
Time.
right.
But we're going to be talking about Kwanzaa. And Kwanzaa, we talk every year. I always have Miki on, and Betty Harper comes with you as well. And it's so nice to have Rachel this time to come and join us to talk about Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is not a religious holiday, so we need to embrace it for whoever wants to enjoy and understand the 7 days. It's the 7,
Right,
yeah, there's
7
days.
candles,
It's like a
7
menorah,
days,
but it's
yeah.
And it is tell us a little bit the foundation of it. I don't know who wants to speak.
So Kwanzaa was originally created as a tool to help restore the African African diaspora to a state of wholeness. And each of the principles of the Nguzo Saba are created to help us to reflect on those tools that we can use in our lives and as a community to restore ourselves to a sense of wholeness.
So Africa is such an amazing country because there's so many countries in it, and each one has their own, what do I say, culture, I guess. So do you bring that all together, or how does that? I mean, because it's a huge country. I mean, a huge continent.
Well, as a holiday or an observance that was created in our lifetime, it was the founders reflected on the multiple African cultures to see what could we use for African Americans that would help us here to use those values, use those practices to make us stronger. So it's not about this piece comes from this country and this piece comes from that country.
I understand. It's you put it all. So there's 7 days. So I know that you're pretty good at remembering the names because I try and remember them, but I can't because they're African names,
Yeah.
but they represent, dignity and perseverance and things like that. So let's
Right.
talk about
So
that. I don't know who wants to start.
So
We'll each take one. How's that?
the first day of Kwanzaa celebrates the principle of unity. And encourages us to come together as a community to reinforce that healing and wholeness. And that's the day that we celebrate on December 26th.
The 26th, and that's going to be at the museum.
The New York State Museum, yes.
The last time, I mean, the one I went to there was amazing because it was just, is Zorky going to be drumming or?
We think he is. We're
Okay.
hoping that he will.
But you have drummers and
but we
the
have
emoji
drummers.
dancers and stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
the Kwanzaa Coalition is working together right now to put a great schedule of entertainment, speakers, and workshops.
You have food
for-
too,
for
if
the
I recall
community.
correctly.
Yes,
There was
yes,
food
yes.
there, and
Food
peanut
and
soup and
vendors.
stuff.
Yeah.
And,
It's always a lot of
really
fun.
good stuff there.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's the first day, the unity, and then what
Right.
is the second day?
So, unity, by the way, the word that we use is umoja. So, umoja is a Swahili word that means unity.
Okay.
Second day of Kwanzaa is kujichagulia, which is
Self-determination.
Self-determination, which is the ability to name and define yourself. So
I like that, yeah.
that kind of helps you decide who you are in this world and how you want to live and what do you value. It's not so much about the name, except that reflecting on our history, so many of us have names that go back to slavery times. So to choose our own names and for parents to choose, and people may wonder why so many African Americans use names that sound African.
But they're
as
usually
opposed
beautiful
to Mike
names.
or Bob.
They're usually beautiful.
They are.
Yeah.
And the whole idea is this is what we want to name ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then similarly, how you live in the world, the work that you do.
Now, is that
the
a Swahili
values.
word, by the way?
Yes,
So, okay, are they all Swahili?
they are.
Okay.
And Swahili, the reason that we use Swahili is that it's a trade language throughout Africa.
Okay.
So people of different tribes and different groups can speak to one another using Swahili.
Okay. Well, that makes sense, though.
Yeah.
It's like many countries have a universal language that everybody, like pilots, it's all English, you know.
Right.
Not that it has to be, but it just turns out that way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's self-determination is the second. Third?
The third principle is ujima, and it is collective work and responsibility.
Responsibility. Yeah.
Yes. So ujima encourages us to take on each other's problems as our own and work together to solve them.
What a beautiful, I mean, these are, we should all live by this. I mean, don't you
Yes.
just keep them to yourself.
Well, that's why we come here.
No, I mean, it's so important.
Yes, and each of these principles are viewed within the context of community. So even self-determination is about how your self-determination can connect to the whole and the
Exactly.
needs of the whole.
Okay.
Even Nia, which is purpose, it's about how you can use your particular gifts in service of the community.
Yeah. It's working together.
Yes.
Yeah.
But shouldn't we all be doing that, Sarah?
Well,
And that's why we chose a market language,
Yeah.
so that all of the different cultures can come together to
come
support
together.
each other. Yes.
Yeah.
and understand each other.
Yeah. Yeah. And the next
Yeah.
is
So let me see, we've got Kujichagulia, we've got
Ujima, and we have
Ujamaa.
Ujama,
which is
cooperative economics.
buying and selling cooperatively, creating opportunities, supporting businesses that will support our community. The founders, looked at why some communities were economically successful and some were not. And part of that is supporting the community supporting the businesses. So when you hear of a new business, you've got to go out and support that.
It's working together, supporting each other.
Right.
And which is so important, you know, even outside that, it's the idea of the small business. I mean, it's like, it's part of our community, and that's whatever community you're in, that's what you need to support. So let's talk about what you have here.
So this is what we set up every Kwanzaa, and every item is symbolic, has a meaning. So we were talking about, this is the kinara, the candle holder, and the 7 candles for 7 days of Kwanzaa.
And they light one each day, right?
One each day, or an additional one each day.
Okay.
So you have the black one in the middle, which stands for Umoja, unity. The colors are the colors of the African American flag, which is down here also. And
we
the
should have
colors,
had that a little bit higher, but that's okay. That's it.
the colors are green, black, and red.
Okay.
Green for growth and prosperity, black for the people, and red for the struggle, the blood that was shed through slavery, through inner wars, and so on. The corn here, the mohindi, stands for the children. And if you have in your own family, you would have 1 ear of corn for each child. If you don't have any children, you would still have ears of corn representing the children of the world that we are all responsible for.
We're almost out of time, but we'll keep going here. Go ahead.
The fruit, it is a harvest festival, and so we have the fruit standing for that. We have an old sculpture which stands for the ancestors, and the gifts, the Zawacki. We try
Do you give gifts at that?
We give gifts,
okay.
and but the gifts are educational gifts or functional gifts, not frivolous things, but art supplies. Meaningful. So everything is thought out and has meaning. So those are the things that are there, but I do want, before we close, to talk about the celebration at the New York State Museum.
Okay.
There will be...
I don't know, how much time do we have? My clock went out, so... we have time. Okay, good.
Okay. So we will be at the New York State Museum, 4th floor, from 4 to 8 p.m. There'll be all kinds of activities.
And it's open to the public.
It's
and it's
open
free.
to the public.
Okay.
It's free.
Please go, because you learn something, and to immerse yourself in another culture is just, I mean, whatever that culture is, it just shows how much alike everybody is.
Right. All of these things have meaning for everybody.
Exactly.
We'll have workshops and discussion groups, entertainment, so it'll be a busy day, and we hope that everybody will come out
to
there
that.
And enjoy.
I encourage people to go, and that's from 4 to
8.
4 to 8. You can
Now
grab a bite there too, and you can
Yes.
explore a new cuisine, right?
Yeah,
Because I did.
There'll be a marketplace with all kinds of goods that craftsmen and people
jewelry.
have
The jewelry
made.
is always amazing there
Yeah.
too.
And if people want to find out more information, they can go on to our website, the Hamilton Hill Art Center website.
And we put that up there, I think, during the interview. We've been putting that up there. It's important. I think, and not only that, but I think we have a minute or two. But this goes on till the 2nd of January. Is that correct?
That's
and
right.
You're doing it. I was amazed at the places that you're doing it. It's like you're doing Troy, and you're doing it. I mean, all over.
Well, the coalition, the Kwanzaa Coalition, is a group of nonprofits who solely have agreed to celebrate Kwanzaa. I put it that way. They have other missions, but we all come together during the planning time for
Right.
Kwanzaa.
So you work-
So each of those organizations will host a night of Kwanzaa 7 days of Kwanzaa, 7 nights of celebration.
What I really like is that you've spread it out throughout the community, and in doing so, you make it easier for people to get to different celebrations. Might not all be able to get to this one or that one, but they can get to this one.
Right.
And each one is a celebration that you can really get into, I guess.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So so go to check it out, because I'll tell you, it was inspirational to me when I've gone, and I've gone to some of the ones that have been at the church and things like that. So it's just another way of learning more about other cultures and a celebration of each one of us. We forget sometimes that we need to celebrate everybody, right? Not just, our own Italians. I'm an Italian. I do them all, because to me, I got to get into everybody's culture. And the more I do it, more I find out they're the same. So real quickly, I'm going to tell you who's coming on our next show. We're going to be talking to our author, Phil Bailey. We're going to be talking about Hanukkah. Yeah, Hanukkah's another one, right? Same time. And reading is fun, and with our voice, and also Friends of the Library. I'm not sure how that's going to end up on that show, but anyway, we got a great lineup for the next show. Please watch. I'm Ann Parillo, your host, and I love doing this show. I have so much fun. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks for inviting us.